Hello everybody, this is Lady Kaylah here, and welcome to the Geekdom. Today I'm going to talk about big boobs on fictional female characters, drawn female characters, not live action female characters, because live action female characters have real bodies, and I think it's wrong to shame anybody for their real body. And before you sit here and assume you know what this video is going to be about, I want to say the same thing goes for drawn female characters. It's wrong to shame their bodies because it's not their fault that the artist drew them the way they did. And also, I have no problem with big-breasted female characters. And to go over some of the arguments, like, for instance, some people say that it's unrealistic for some of these female characters to have so big of breasts because they're doing a lot of action and they're, fighting. Well, so is, flying and shooting laser bolts and whatever else goes on. That's all unrealistic too. So sorry, your unrealistic argument is just out the window. And another thing is that, it's over-sexualizing the character. Now, I can see this as an argument. Yes, a lot of these characters are drawn, for the sexual appeal, but when I actually talk to people about characters, and when they like these characters with these big breasts, they never say, oh yeah, she's my favorite character because of the big boobs. No, they say, oh, I like the way I like the way she thinks, I like her fighting style, I like, her storyline, I like, all these legitimate aspects about the character. And even characters with ridiculous, huge boobs, they're always giving legitimate reasons for liking the character. So I don't think the sexualization aspect really works. I think the only people, who get the sexualization aspect are either just people who aren't appreciating the character for who they are, and obviously the people who draw them because they're expecting the sexualization of the character to bring in an audience. But if they're, really fans of the character, it's typically not oh yeah, I'm a fan of hers because she has big boobs. It's other legitimate reasons. And I don't like when I see people shame these characters just for having big breasts. They call these characters horrible names just because they're drawn a certain way, like it's the character's fault that they're drawn a certain way. And it just really bugs me, especially since real life people have, big breasts, and here you are shaming big breasts and trying to say that big breasts on women mean this, this, and this, and it's just a wrong thing to do. Some people have big breasts, and, shaming big breasts on characters by saying, oh, the character's this, this, and this, obviously applies to people with big breasts in real life too. So stop shaming big breasts in general. It's just not a nice thing to do. So I'm fine with the big breasts on female characters as long as the character has, character development, a great storyline, other aspects to the character that, bring this character to life. It's not just sex appeal and using their body or their breasts to get what they want. As long as they're an actual character, I'm fine with the big breast thing. And if they are going to have big breasts and, sexuality and no character at all, it better be some kind of porno, because those are the only two reasons I'll accept the big breasts. I think that it's okay to have these big-breasted, unrealistic, anatomically incorrect female characters, because that's just the art style for superheroes and superheroines and so on and so forth. Both male and female are drawn anatomically incorrect. It just, yeah. And would it be nice to see a variety? Yeah, I would hate to see an artist draw every single one of his characters the same way, I would like to see some height variation. I would like to see, some, maybe breast size variation, and, the curvature of someone's hips varying, and all that. I would like, some variation, but if it's being drawn out, I'm still expecting unrealistic art styles, because no matter what, if it's being drawn out, it's going to be unrealistic. And so, I don't know, I'm sorry, that's the way that they're drawn, and I don't really mind, super big breasts. Like, it doesn't bother me, and, as long as, that's not the only thing making the character, I'm fine with it. As long as it's a great and excellent character, big boobs just don't bother me. So I just want to know what everyone else thinks. Do the ridiculously sized boobs bother you? Is there, a kind of medium, like you don't mind, but you do see a couple problems with? Or where do you stand on the massive boobs on female characters? And I would like to know where you guys stand, what are the arguments for and against, and so on and so forth. The reason I did this discussion is because I saw this article just shaming big breasts in general, because, some of these characters had really big breasts, and I didn't like the way that argument was presented. I mean, I can see some arguments against it that would make sense, but then the way they were doing it was just, awful, and just shaming big breasts, and I just did not like that at all. Even being someone not big-breasted, I didn't take offense to characters having big breasts, and I took more offense to this person trying to say big breasts were wrong than anything else. So, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for your time. Bye.